Good afternoon.
What'd you see on the block punt? What are the teaching points there?
Yeah, obviously you never want to have a block punt regardless of the situation. They crept in. We had communication that, that there's somebody in the box. But again, whenever something bad happens on special teams, we're going to correct it within our room. But it always falls on me to have the perfect technique, the perfect fundamentals for our guys to deter any punt fake. It was just something where we lacked our discipline in some of our techniques from the interior. Let a really good player in JT Gray kind of trim that edge, and he got down there and blocked the punt. Obviously, can't have that happen, especially in a game like that where the defense is playing so well. You pin them deep, maybe you get some field position right there, but ultimately it falls on my shoulders, and to get it corrected, and we will. And going forward, it's a learning thing for Nolan. He's been doing a good job for us, the last couple of years being on the punt team. But again, just some little fundamental mistakes we had, not just him, but just across the whole core to hopefully widen that punt scheme where he can't get there.
What do you like about Cooper DeJean as a punt returner?
Yeah, Cooper, obviously he did a great job in his career at Iowa. Very, very fundamentally sound. He tracks the ball very well in terms of seeing it off the punter's foot, being thrust in there against a very good special teams unit. I don't think he blinked. He did a really good job, with the fair catch down to the left. And, he also showed that, he can make a couple people miss down there. Getting that ball from the 9 to the 15 helps out in that field position-wise and kind of takes the pressure off a little bit, the offense. They don't have to start backed up, a little bit more breathing room. So, again, we're going to get whoever we need ready for to fill in that role. But, again, Cooper, we're going to get him ready, going to get the confidence up, and hopefully, if he does have the opportunity, he's able to show his skill.
He's hit it from 61 twice in his career. What do you think went into the 60 there?
Yeah, we have supreme confidence in Jake whenever his number is called. Thought the operation was clean. The big guys up front, they really don't get the recognition they deserve. It was a clean pocket, a good snap by Rick, and it's just one of those where he missed it. He just pushed it wide right, not by much, and it's just one of those things. 60 yards is no gimme, 50 yards ain't no gimme. Shoot, anywhere, they got to be, precise on everything regardless of the distance. And, again, we have supreme confidence in Ford going out there and delivering. He's done it time and time again, but, it's football. It's life. Sometimes it don't go your way.
How much discussion went into that decision to send him out there for 60 rather than punt it and play the field position game?
Yeah, there's always great dialogue between myself and Coach Sirianni. And like I've told you guys before, whenever our number's called, we expect the best result. Obviously wants the field goal unit, but again, there was supreme confidence in Jake in that situation. Obviously, no weather conditions were going to dictate it. You're indoors, and it just happened that he just pushed it wide right.
With Cooper, since you've had him in the building as a punt returner, anything stand out that's different than what you saw on tape?
It's always a little bit different when you get these cats from college to now in the NFL. College is a little bit wide open, a little bit more spread open, with the rolling punts. Ball's usually on the ground a little bit more. Then here you actually get to see the speed of the opposing team. So in terms of what we saw in Cooper in Iowa to now is I think he's learning the nuances, and he's sitting next to Covey in every meeting over there, and they talk during the punt return just, different techniques. And, Covey had a little bit of a learning curve as well coming out of Utah, but him seeing it for the first time live, I think he'll just have more confidence going forward. Like, hey, these guys run a little bit quicker. I got to make a little bit quicker decision, but I still have to have that same supreme confidence that he's always had at Iowa. Catch the ball first. Obviously, the ball security is first. Our number one rule is give the ball to the offense. Defense did their job. Let's get there, secure the ball, then get what we can going forward, and just have his athletic ability kind of take over. We want to go north and south with him. Bigger body, does have enough movement skills to make somebody miss. So, again, as we get this game plan ready for Tampa Bay, it's just to instill the confidence in him and instill the confidence in the 10 guys blocking for him that, hey, we protect, 33 back there, and he'll give us the ball back.
Did that happen organically, that those two sat next to each other, or was that a directive?
No, I think it was just organically, just guys getting used to sitting in the room right there. The vets always have their first pick of the seats, but I think just organically they just sat back there.
You don't get many 60-plus opportunities in a game. Does that affect how much weight you put on one opportunity in terms of evaluating whether you can do it again?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just the ebbs and flows of the game. When your number's called, we're always wanting to go out there and get the best results. But, 60-plus usually happens end-of-half type situations. But when you have a kicker of that caliber and Jake, you have supreme confidence in him to pull out the best results we possibly can.
We saw Cowboys make an onside kick successfully, I mean, it's just kind of a weird dynamic, I think, when you have to declare that you're going to do it. You know, how much more challenging is that, and how often do you guys work on that onside kick in practice?
Yeah, we still work on the onside kick. You know, it's a nuance in the game. Granted, you kind of take away the element surprise of the surprise onside kick. With them declaring it, hey, they're going to onside kick it. So we got to make sure our hands team is prepared, and that goes into our preparation throughout the week. We get a few shots at it going forward before we get out there for game time. So again, it's not something we just kind of gloss over. We make sure that we dig up any film of the kicker that is kicking it, what they have in their bag, what the coordinator does, and be able to show, you know, the personnel that's on that hands team, hey, they have this opportunity, they have this type of kick. So when we go out there on our hands team, we want to make it secure that we're going to win the game for our team and secure that ball.
3 weeks into the new kickoff rules, is there still some cat and mouse game going on with teams showing what they're showing?
Yeah, there's always going to be a cat and mouse game until the ball, you know, when the weather changes and the ball doesn't go out all the time. I still think guys are kicking out the back of the end zone at a pretty good clip. You're still playing the cat and mouse game. Who's the safety? What type of twist game are they running? Then vice versa on the return game. I'm sure guys haven't shown everything they've been working on. So again, it goes in week by week, personnel base. Who's the returner? Obviously, it's going to be cat and mouse regardless, but it is interesting to see what's going around the league, and you just start to see what is happening, what kind of schemes are being ran out there. So I still think it'll be a cat and mouse game as the season progresses.
We'll do a couple more.
You mentioned sort of tendencies of guys, what they have in their bag. Where do you start with Tampa Bay when it comes to special teams?
Yeah, you know, obviously it's very fortunate for us from a game plan wise. We're going against T-Mac being the coordinator. He was with the Giants for the past few years, so you go back to those films and, you know, going against him many a years, then you look at their personnel. How is he going to use his personnel? And again, they have a good special teams. They play like their defense. They're fast. They're physical. So again, it goes into seeing what the tendencies are of what T-Mac has been doing since his time with the Giants. Then how is he going to utilize his personnel? They got good returners back there. You can see, you know, Bucky Irving. He has some good shiftiness as a returner. Trey Palmer has speed to burn. So again, we got to make sure that, you know, we take care of our in-house stuff and with our techniques and implement our game plan going forward to go against Tampa Bay. You know, NFC opponent. Every win counts in this league, so we got to be ready to come in here tomorrow with the players and get to it.
Thanks, bud.